Hello, and we've seen the release of another custom game mode. This one is called Bleed Out, and it's a custom version of Rush. Now, the description they've given of this game mode doesn't actually include some of the most important features of it. The description they gave us this game mode is that Bleed Out is a custom version of Rush where downed enemy soldiers respawn faster than usual and regenerative health is turned off. Both of those are true. You do respawn faster and you don't regain health unless you're actually healed, so just sitting there won't get you health back. But there are a couple of important changes to this version of Rush you thought they might have mentioned. The first of those is land vehicles. The only vehicles you can get are a horse or the torpedo boat. All the other vehicles have been turned off. The major thing that you think they might have mentioned is that friendly fire is turned on. So yes, your teammates can kill you in this game mode. There were several times when I first started playing this game mode where I would fire over somebody's shoulder because, if you shoot through them normally, it doesn't really matter. In this game mode it does because you'll kill them. Also, running into gas is a bit of a problem because even friendly gas is going to kill you. It's just something you think they would have mentioned. So the actual rules for this game mode are: there is no regenerative health, you have to be healed. If you do die, you will respawn quicker. Friendly fire is turned on, and there are no armoured vehicles or infantry vehicles. Right, so now we've got the rules sorted out, how does the mode actually play? Well, unfortunately Foul Fortress probably isn't the greatest rush map in the world. The first few stages are quite interesting, but the fortress can be a bit of a slog and a grind. But overall it's not too bad. I guess initially the attackers have got the advantage and at the fortress the defenders have got the advantage, so it does kind of balance out quite well. The lack of vehicles in Rush is always a good idea. I think when you've got Rush with just 24 players, sticking a tank in overbalances things. If you throw in a heavy tank on one side, because of the repair abilities of the heavy tank, you're looking at probably having to get 4 or 5 people switching to assault just to try and deal with the heavy tank, and so it doesn't really keep the balance of the game flowing. Keeping the horses is a good idea just so you can get around the sides of the map and try and flank, and that's a similar story with the attack boat, or I should say torpedo boat because this is Battlefield 1. The torpedo boat can get around the side of the map, but you are really vulnerable on there if you stay still and try to use it to support the actual capturing of a point. It only takes a decent sniper or somebody with an AT rocket gun to take the boat out, and therefore you lose that advantage. So it's good for initial shock attack, but it isn't really going to change the course of the game. I think the biggest problem with this custom mode is the fact that friendly fire is turned on, because nobody realises it when they start playing. A lot of people don't seem to realise it even halfway through the match because they're still throwing gas grenades where you're going to end up having to go. Throwing gas onto a telegraph box before you attack it isn't usually going to kill you. However, in this version of the game it will kill you because your friendly gas and enemy gas is going to kill you. The lack of regenerative healing doesn't really make that much difference, and the faster respawns don't really seem to make a lot of difference either. It works fine if you're spawning on a squad mate, but if you're actually spawning back at your team spawn, then it really doesn't make a lot of difference because it's the distance between the spawn and where you want to get that's the main slowing factor. So Bleed Out is nice for a change, but unfortunately I don't really think it's anything dramatic. It's probably not as good as a standard Rush server with the vehicles just turned off. That would probably work better, and of course you're going to get more maps if you do that. This stuck on Foul Fortress isn't interesting for very long. So there you go, that's the Bleed Out custom game mode. Thanks for watching.